Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Today is a strange episode, because there was a strange episode that occurred. In fact, there have been many freakish incidents at concerts recently, which begs the question, what is gig etiquette in the modern age? I mean, what are you supposed to do? Something happened that I think demands my attention. Country music singer Miranda Lambert stops concert to call out fans taking selfies during her Las Vegas residency. And I'm going to talk about that and the impact of that, the fallout of it, really. And I think it raises a lot of pertinent questions for those of us in the touring arts who are obliged to perform upon a stage. I'm going to try and give you my perspective and a balanced view of what happened and what's happening and who's doing what and why, and should they be doing it? I don't know. Let's find out, shall we? Justin Hawkins rides again. Came in a bit flat there, but sorted out in the end. Everything's going to be all right, don't worry. Yes, I'm wearing a baggy t-shirt. What of it? So anyway, footage has emerged from Miranda Lambert's show, where during a slow ballad, she stops the music and tells fans to stop taking selfies during the song and to allow her to sing the music that she's there to perform. At first, some of the fans cheer, but then you can see some audience members get up and they leave aghast because they feel like she's treating her own fans in a mean way, I suppose. The reaction online is not in her favour. And most people are saying that she treated those fans, or the way she treated those fans, is unacceptable and disgraceful. However, if we have a closer look at what's going on, and perhaps we can, start a wider discussion about concert etiquette. So, first of all, I'm going to look at some of the video reports, and then we can decide together who's in the wrong.
Miranda Lambert stops mid-concert to call out fans in the audience.
When you've been given a gift of any kind, you should really operate in that gift and do it with confidence. I think it's my job to make sure that I'm honest, even when it ain't pretty.
Well, that's it. See, country music is, they used to say it was 3 chords and the truth. Nothing fancy in the accompaniment apart from the fact that everybody who plays country music is supremely accomplished, and it's an amazing set of musicians in the background, and then somebody like Miranda is at the front telling the truth. So when something occurs like this, the natural response is going to be emotionally raw and honest, I suppose.
It all went down over the weekend during Miranda's Velvet Rodeo Vegas residence.
Velvet Rodeo sounds like one of the offshoot bands from the surviving members of Guns N' Roses, doesn't it? Velvet. Oh no, that's Revolver. Sorry, my bad.
Show when she was performing her song Tin Man, an emotional ballad about a woman who does a trade with the Wizard of Oz character, her heart for his armor.
I always used to speak euphemistically of the heart shield, whereupon you protect yourself from emotional upheaval by never falling in love. Maybe it's the same sort of thing. I don't know.
He noticed something going on in the crowd and halted the show.
I'm going to stop right here for a sec, Danny. I'm sorry. These girls are worried about their selfie and not listening to the song. It's pissing me off a little bit.
I think I would cheer. I think I'd be among those cheering. That's my initial response to this. Because it's her gig. She's opening her heart and she's saying some stuff that's, about tin men and hearts and all that. And, obviously this means a lot to her. And I think sharing this, intimate viewpoint to some people who are just trying to take pictures of themselves with her in the background, it must be really frustrating. Yeah, country music, yeah!
The moment had fans in the audience feeling some type of way, including a few who got up and left.
Oh. Why would you get up and leave? Because, You shouldn't spend your whole life. They might just be going to the toilet, we don't know, do we?
Let's go. Come on. You don't do that to fans.
Ah, okay, so that person's saying you don't do that to fans. Okay, so it's about the way it's probably about the way she delivered that, right? I mean, to acknowledge that she's pissed off. But I think she was only saying that she was pissed off with the fact that they were taking pictures. She wasn't pissed off with them as people. You know, my Buddhist teachings have shown me that when you have like a reaction like that that's sort of born of anger, then whatever you're thinking is wrong anyway. You know, and not everybody's you know, at that purple level that I'm at, whatever that fucking means, I don't know. Just making up some shit now. Buddhism.
But over on social media, the reaction is mixed, with some fans defending Miranda's decision to stop the show, but others calling it a tantrum.
Well, I mean, what do you want? Do you want to have somebody who's just serene and blissed out all the time and going, oh yeah, selfie, yeah, okay, I'm just singing my song, hello, you know? What do you want? Or do you want the fiery, reactionary, you know, volatile performer that's obviously just full of emotions? I'll take the second one any day of the week. I often stop the show. I often do. Yeah. Usually because I've forgotten the song and I just need a minute to sort of figure out what the chords are again.
This incident follows a recent string of issues at concerts across the globe involving fans throwing things at artists on stage.
I got loads of beer thrown on me, and having been sober for quite a long time, it pissed me off to the point of stopping the show, throwing my guitar on the floor and pointing at the person responsible and explaining why, as a sober individual, I didn't want to be covered in their fucking beer. Of course I didn't. I mean, what kind of a person would I be if I just gave up drinking for 10 years and then just like, oh, throw beer at me, guys, come on, I'm singing a song here. Oh, thank you, fans, thank you. No, f*** off with the throwing stuff, it's boring.
Harry Styles was hit in the eye during a performance in Vienna.
But he has got such lovely big eyes, isn't he? They've got their own gravitational pull. I can't stop staring at those things. Look at them. Ah, okay, that looks bad. It's funny how people are booing. Are they booing him for leaving the stage now that he's got something lodged in his eye socket? Or are they booing the person that threw the thing? And the person that threw the thing, I can only imagine, is probably just really chuffed with themselves. What a brilliant shot.
And last month, a fan threw a phone at BB Rexa.
Fucking hell, that looks painful.
No. Just no phones on my face tonight, please. I beg of you.
That's a good response, actually. Here's a different perspective. This is an alternate viewpoint which shows the girls who took the photos and then the person saying that they were distracting, and the fans appreciated Miranda calling them out. Yeah, because they're standing there facing away from the stage and somebody else is taking the picture for them. It's just fucking rude. That's just rude. I mean, come on. Okay, so this person here is a PR crisis management person, and this is their take on what happened and what people need to do.
I did not do much of a deep dive on the whole Miranda Lambert brouhaha. All I know is...
Brouhaha is an excellent word, by the way.
She stopped the show mid-song to chastise a group of women, allegedly in the VIP section, very well-appointed women, by the way, who were not taking a selfie, but a photograph with Miranda in the background singing. They were capturing a moment.
I can take part in the moment. Well, what is this modern obsession with capturing a moment? I don't understand it at all. Just be in the moment. You know, you don't need to document everything, do we? Why can't we just feel stuff and experience it?
The moment they captured was one that Miranda was not having, and she flexed hard on stage.
Yeah, it's her stage, it's her microphone. I'm on Miranda's side with this. I just can't see I've not seen anything that's dissuaded me from my initial point of view, which is, yeah, good for you, girl. Go for it. Yeah, nice one.
Let's just talk about the response. Now, a lot of PR crisis managers like me, we all do it. We all have golden hours. This is the time after a crisis. Now, the golden hour that I've been working with has been dramatically shrinking with every single year. Now, the golden hour is how quickly can someone post, you know, what happened. So it's quick. It's not even, it's like the golden millisecond at this point. But if
I really like this person. This is awesome.
you look at it as a time frame of a golden hour, it's no different than me coming from happy hour. I'm not drinking and driving.
No, of course you're not.
it's an appointed time where something needs to happen. You either have to buy a drink at a lower price when everybody is at the bar, or you have to respond in a timely manner. This is the response, I believe, from Miranda. My TikTok math is a little fuzzy on this, but I believe this is what she posted. So go to TikTok. I can't stitch it or duet it. And you can see a post from Miranda showing her backstage and what it looks like to perform. If this came post call out, this is likely framing to remind people that she is a star, to remind them that she is an artist who needs to have a particular environment. She's showing everyone what goes into a show. So if someone is going to be rude enough to distract it, she has every single right to call them out.
Of course she does. You give people like that microphones for a reason. You want to hear what they say. You want to hear what they feel. I'm sorry, guys. I'm firmly on Miranda's side. Don't be rude. There's no excuse for it. I mean, I don't think Miranda was even rude. I think she was actually just saying, I'm pissed off. She's expressing an actual sentiment. It's lovely stuff.
If she wants to, she can knock herself out. She can do it. Anybody can do anything they want. However, what they have to measure is the consequence. So if you head over to this post right now and read the consequences, take about 60 seconds, go down the list, you will see the result of calling out people on stage who are fans who paid a lot of what they think of this flex.
Oh, a pink wardrobe case. I got one of those. You mean she doesn't just rock up in that cool blue dress and then just sing? Nah. What preparations? Who the f*** does she... Here is a screen grab of some of the comments under the TikToks. Who the f*** does she think she is? Wow. I love her so much, but she needs to fucking chill. All of that's wrong. Me and my husband were planning on seeing your show. We'll buy tickets to literally any other show now. At least we'll be able to capture the memories. That's what your brain's for, Vanessa. That is what your brain is for. I mean, you can capture the memories, by all means. Just do that sort of thing. There's that, just, sorry, and then put it back down again. You don't have to stand there and sort of say, we take this. Do another one, just do another one. You don't need to have somebody else take a picture of 5 or 6 people in a row trying to look their best while someone's singing their heart out behind them in a really distracting way. I mean, although maybe that's what you pay the extra money for. What do you think, guys? Use the comment section. I'm not even sure where I stand on this at this point. I'll be bringing my damn camcorder and tripod if you don't mind. That's a good one. Would have taken a selfie with the girls is all I'm saying. Yeah, true. Actually, I probably would have posed for it too for a bit of fun, but then only to stop them, you know. I just think it's like, whatever your point of view is about the nature of watching a gig now, you know, whether it's something that you should be just viewing through the screen of your, handheld device, or whether you should be enjoying it with your actual eyes and ears and heart and taking part in a thing. I mean, I suppose the way I've weighted those two is obvious which one I think should be happening. But really, it's not about what's right or wrong to do in those situations. I think this is all about the way she reacted. And I think people see it as being somewhat petulant, or I don't know what the problem is really. I just think that's what you want your country singers to be like, isn't it? I mean, I think every country singer that I've ever encountered has been like that. You know, they're definitely going to have an emotional, visceral response to a situation like that. And that's one of the reasons why we love them, isn't it? I mean, would you do it at a Dolly Parton show? What would happen there? She'd probably find a way to sort of passive-aggressively sieve you down whilst looking fantastic in the background and stealing the show in every possible way. But, you know, she's been doing this for a really, really long time. And Miranda is a relatively new artist, only in comparison to Dolly Parton, I suppose. But I don't know, that sort of thing comes with experience, and this is a changing landscape, evidently.
You know, I too felt like Gwen Shelton would never do something like that. And being that I've never seen her live on stage, I decided to look her up and see if I could find any videos of her interacting with fans in the audience. Not only did she interact with fans in the audience, not only did she bring somebody up on stage, but there are people around with their phones practically in her face. Do you think she cared? Let's just watch this clip together, shall we?
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that you have to make a judgment call on, though, because there's a time and a place for that sort of interaction. You know, in darkness shows, I do that all the time. You know, if it feels like somebody has something to contribute to the show, then I'll do that with a microphone. Sometimes I'll give them the spare microphone. Did that in the Guns N' Roses show recently with a brilliant guy called Ethan, who's now one of my patrons, and he was in the front row. I just had a feeling about him that I knew that he had something to contribute. Gave him a microphone, and he was a great singer. It was just really, really great fun, you know. But sometimes, if you get that wrong, you know, there's just something in the demeanour of somebody in the Golden Circle front row area. And as an artist or as a singer or a front person, you have to make a judgment on what is motivating them. There's a big difference between somebody who's celebrating their birthday in the front row of a Gwen Stefani concert and somebody who's getting a nice photograph of themselves with their favourite country singer in the background. There is a big difference. I don't think this is a fair comparison at all. I think if Gwen Stefani was singing like a heartfelt ballad and then people were lining up to do it, whatever reaction she had, whether it's this classy one or, you know, the petulant tantrumy type thing, I think she's well within her rights to have either, you know. And it's going to be about how you're feeling on the day, how the prep's gone, how the rest of the show is going. There could be anything that unsettles you, and, you know, we're all human beings, aren't we? Right? Apart from me. Sometimes it's really fun to bring people up on the stage when they're being dicks. You know, there was a guy that I'd brought up on stage in Copenhagen once, I think, and he was just going, play a Queen song, and I was like, well, okay, I'll play a Queen song if you come and sing it. And he came and did a reasonable Tie Your Mother Down, and then I encouraged him to jump off the drum riser, and he landed flat on his arse, much to his chagrin and to our mirth and amusement. But, you know, he didn't hurt himself, and except for his pride, and, you know, that was wounded, I suppose. But, you know, just a happy ending, I think, all round.
What other concerts have you been to?
The darkness, no.
Spoiled dad. Let's do a picture. That's awesome.
Take a picture. Let's go on stage. Love her.
Okay, that's pretty cool. But, you know, not fair to compare those two situations. I mean, one of them is an adorable youngster getting carried away with the excitement of it all and celebrating a birthday, and the other one is 6 or 7 high-rolling individuals who had no interest in taking part in the concert and just wanted to have a picture. There, I said it. Here's the response from one of the fans that was called out. It felt like I was back at school with the teacher scolding me for doing something wrong and telling me to sit back in my place. I feel like she was determined to make us look like we were young, immature and vain, she continued, but we were just grown women in our 30s to 60s trying to take a picture. Kaylin, who was appalled by the country singer's reaction, added that the selfie took 30 seconds at most. We took the picture quickly and we were going to sit back down. That's cool. But the thing is, 30 seconds in a 3-minute ballad is a sixth of the song. Quick maths. Anyway, so here are the questions, right? Is there an unspoken concert etiquette that people are not adhering to anymore? I think the etiquette is, if you like something, don't throw stuff at its face. You know, don't get up and slap it. Respect it enough to find a suitable moment to take a photograph that isn't perhaps in the middle of a heartfelt ballad being sung by a country singer, where you'll stand up in a seated area and distract both the singer and the people whose view you're blocking. That's one of the that's some of the etiquette. You know. At some pop concerts, people near the front are singing so loud that other concert goers can't even hear the singer they pay to see. That's the problem, actually. There used to be that some of our gigs we have to put like a really small kind of stereo box at the front of the stage to provide more sound reinforcement to the front row. I found that distracting. I went to see Depeche Mode in Berlin once. Was it Berlin? I went to see Depeche Mode in the Letzte Grund or some big stadium, and the people clapping along, like the clapping. I couldn't stand it. It was so loud. It was hurting my ears, my fragile ears, and just couldn't hear Depeche Mode, which is the band that I'd actually paid for a ticket to go and see. So that was frustrating. I understand that a little bit. I think PAs need to be louder, but then you hurt people's ears. So maybe everyone needs to shut the fuck up. No, but I like it when people sing. It's difficult, isn't it? Is the defence that you paid your tickets and you can do what you want valid? Do you suddenly own the whole experience and you can do whatever you want? Is this like one of those things that the super rich do when they go hunting the homeless or whatever it is in those, some of those sort of sci-fi weird, alternate reality movie things that we sometimes pay money to see? Is that what it's like? It's like we fork out all this money, so that means we do whatever the we want. Okay, so as a performer, what is it what affects you on stage, and what do you do in those situations? Okay, so in Miranda's situation, I think stopping the song is completely justified if it's like a tender moment in a set and an important sort of reduced little bit of accompaniment and a vocal that matters to you, and then 5 or 6 people stand up in a seated arrangement and block the view for the people behind them and distract you. I think stop the song, let them do the picture. But I think stop the song, pose for the picture, then start the song again. Maybe that's the classy way to do it, like a combination of the Miranda and Gwen thing, because somebody does need to say something. Like if something's distracting you and it's affecting your enjoyment of being a performer, and you're holding a microphone, what is going to stop you from saying into that microphone what you're feeling? Nothing. So I think that's fair enough. The Harry Styles thing, I don't know what it was that was thrown at him, but it hit him in the fucking eye. And if you're paying good money to go and see somebody that you really like, stop throwing stuff at their face. It's ridiculous. Should performers ever call out fans? Like, where is the line? Like, I'd called out the fan in Vienna who threw beer.
It's true. I'm sorry. I just don't like being covered in beer. Do you know how long it's been since I last drank a beer of my own volition? 13 years. Do you think I want to be covered in someone else's alcohol? Probably not. Probably not. I can kind of taste it. What if I go crazy now? What if I destroy what's left of my life? Is it being a pussy to expect some respect? No. No, it's not.
I don't even consider that person a fan. How can you do that if you actually appreciate somebody's work? Why would you fucking throw beer on them? It just doesn't make any sense. And I know that now I've said that, I'm going to be covered in beer. But luckily, my next tour is going to be me wearing a wax jacket with a hood up and then a special visor on the front which protects me from alcohol. And what should the golden rules be? If we're to write the top 5 rules, what would it be? So I think you can use the comment section here to suggest your golden rules of going to a gig. Now, the first one is one that I've always said. If you shit yourself, it's time to go home. Don't stick around and make other people smell that. Go home. And we've all experienced that, especially in, like electronic dance music and stuff, when they're using a particular kind of performance dance enhancing happy tablet, you lose control, or that one loses control of one's bowels, and there's a lot of people shitting themselves in those things, and that's why dance music is bad. It's techno. There's a lot of sort of sewagey smell in techno. I mean, which is ideal really for what is basically musically some raw sewage. So the first rule: if you shit yourself, it's time to go home. there's that one. Don't film the whole thing, especially if you're near the front. If you're sort of standing back a bit, and I've told people off for this before. I always think take part at least for some of the concert. Put the phone away. I think what I often do is I'll say, okay, everybody, put your phones away. We'll have one. We don't need 1,000 different, slightly different perspectives of the same gig on YouTube. Let's have one designated memory capturer and have it someone in the middle, and he's allowed to have, or he or she or they are allowed to have their phone and film it. You know, they can get up on someone's shoulders and become the star of the show for a minute, and everybody else can put their phones away, safe in the knowledge that that person will have captured it. And I often say, what's your Instagram handle? Where can people find your footage? Give them the microphone. They can announce themselves, and then, you know, I've done that before, and that's a good way to do it, because everybody else gets to dance, and they don't need to worry about capturing the moment, because, you know, whatever their name happens to be has captured it for them. Okay, so 3. What's my third golden rule? Golden concert etiquette rule, if you like, would be: if you don't like something, okay, that's no problem. Boo. Throw stuff if necessary, but don't throw stuff if you like it. If you like the artist that you're paying to see, don't throw stuff at their face. Number 4, never get up on the stage uninvited. This happened to me once a while ago. Somebody got up on the stage, and I turned and went to deal with the situation myself, and then they backed off and left, which is. That's okay. I can live with that. Sometimes I'll invite people up on the stage. You know, I'll choose somebody who I just have an instinct will be okay in that situation, and I sometimes get that wrong as well. Sometimes it's hard to get rid of them, and you're kind of like, why did I do that, kind of thing. But I think if you're not invited, keep away from the stage. And number 5, try and respect the people around you. You know, don't pose for pictures in the middle of the ballad. If it's an all-seated thing, don't do that. I mean, you might not get called out, and you might feel chastised or chastened rather by the reaction of the singer. But really, you got to think about the thing you did in the first place. That's kind of like, just because one of us, to quote a country song, a Dolly Parton song actually, just because one of us is right doesn't mean just because one of us is wrong doesn't mean the other one is right. So I just think in a situation like that, when the etiquette has clearly been smashed and shattered in perhaps both directions, there's no win to be had, because it just sours the whole experience for everybody concerned. And you are going to get people that stand up and leave, and then you got empty seats. Nobody wants empty seats. You want bums on seats, not the other way around. That's it. Bums on seats. So the 5th golden rule is bums on seats, not the other way around. You don't want seats on bums. That'd be topsy-turvy. Use the comments section to tell me what you think about all this stuff, because I think it's, I don't know, could it be something to do with post-pandemic, like people coming out and seeing stuff and being around people for the first time in 2 years or whatever it is, 3 years? Is it something like that? Or is it the end of the world? It could be either. Let's face it, it could be either. Justin Hawkins writes again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these 2 videos, and use the comments section to tell me, what is gig etiquette? Is there such a thing, and what should it be? Golden rules, please, guys. Nice one. See you later.